Hi. Imagine this. Two children walk into your clinic. They're about the same age, same school, even the same toothbrush brand. But one has rampant caries and the other has, say, enamel hypoplasia, some delayed eruptions issues, and some fragile teeth. You ask them about their brushing, you ask them about their frequency, it's all of the same. What is the difference then? The answer is not in their mouth, it's in their kitchen. Hi, I'm Dr. Asha Priyanka, your public health dentist, and today I want you to understand something that most dentists learn a bit too late. Dentistry does not begin with a drill, it begins on the plate. So first let's work out some terminology. Imagine two plates. One plate has your rice, your dal, your vegetables, your home cooked food, and another plate has your chips, cola, packaged snacks. Both are diets. But what about nutrition? Nutrition is what happens after you swallow. I wanted to write this down. Diet is what you eat, whereas nutrition is what your body does with it. Digestion, absorption, and utilization. If you understand that difference, you just unlocked one major exam question. So let's take a quick pause here. Take this definition and create a flashcard inside the Medi Study Go app right now. You create it, you review it, and then you will master it. This is how memory works. So, if that was diet and nutrition, what is malnutrition? Malnutrition is not just about poverty and poor people. It's a pathological state caused by deficiency or excess. Did you know malnutrition can also be caused by excess? So there are two types. One is undernutrition, which causes stunting and wasting diseases. And then there is overnutrition, which causes obesity and dental caries. Two different directions, but same damage. And India today is facing both at the very same time. That is why nutrition is no longer an optional knowledge for us dentists. And what's the oral reference here? It's that both under and overnutrition affect our oral cavity. Let's find out how. So let's build a tooth. Imagine constructing a house. In this, the bricks would be the proteins, cement would be calcium and phosphorus, the electricity that we would need in the house would be our vitamins, the fuel which we need would be carbohydrates, and the insulation we need for a house would be our fats. Now, remove one and the house cracks. That crack is enamel hypoplasia. That delay is delayed eruption, and that weakness is periodontal susceptibility. Teeth are built long before you see them, and once enamel forms, it does not remodel. Slowly repeat this in your head. Once enamel forms, it does not remodel. Now, nutrition can be divided majorly into two: macronutrients and micronutrients. Macro because they are needed in larger quantity, micro because they're needed in smaller quantity. Let's look at the macro nutrients first. Our first misunderstood villain in our lives is carbohydrates. Let's find out why. Carbohydrates give us about 4 kilocalories per gram. They are the fuel. But here's the twist. Carbohydrates are not the villain. Frequency is. So, if there's any sticky refined sugars plus plaque and bacteria, that gives us acid attacks and that gives us caries. We all know this. Public health thinking is not about banning sugar. It's about controlling its exposure. The in-between meal snacks and how many times you're exposed to carbohydrates is the problem here. And that is the difference between a clinical reaction and a preventive planning that you need to do as a public health dentist. Next, let's talk about the proteins. These are the silent repair workers in our body. Proteins build enzymes, they build antibodies, hemoglobin, tissues. And protein deficiency doesn't shout very loudly, it whispers. It whispers delayed healing, fragile mucosa, severe periodontal breakdown in malnutrition children. It's not very dramatic, but it's very devastating. And then let's see what fats are. So these are the unexpected protectors in our body. They give about 9 kilocalories per gram and they carry vitamin A, D, E and K. Fat is required to carry them around the body. They also maintain cell membranes and they provide satiety. That is satisfaction that you've eaten something. Without this, we tend to binge eat on things because we want satisfaction. You know, certain fats may even reduce the caries risk by forming a protective coating. I want you to comment below if you know such a fat. Find out for me, look for it, look for a paper, and if you can't, come back to me, ask me. We'll talk about this in the next topic. Now, what about excess fats? That's the problem, right? That causes obesity, and obesity is linked to periodontitis. So, nothing in the body works in isolation. You might be thinking, why am I learning about nutrition? But what you have to understand is that everything is interconnected in the body. Something we see in the mouth may very well be a symptom of something major in the body. Now let's see our micronutrients. That's our vitamins and minerals. So, vitamins are our micromanagers. Let's meet these characters. Vitamin A, first up, it's the surface protector. The deficiency in vitamin A would cause enamel hypoplasia. And then vitamin C, this is our collagen guardian. So the deficiency in vitamin C would cause scurvy and bleeding gums. Next is vitamin D, our mineral director. The deficiency in vitamin D would cause delayed eruption, xerostomia and hypoplasia. And then there's B complex. These are our energy regulators. There's riboflavin, which the deficiency would cause angular cheilitis. There's niacin, which would cause pellagra. There's folic acid, which would cause glossitis. And there's B12, which would cause pernicious anemia. These deficiencies scream through the tongue. Sometimes the mouth diagnoses before the lab reports do. You see the tongue, you see any changes. This can really mean it's the first symptom to something or some deficiency of a vitamin in the body. Now, let's come to the minerals. So there's calcium and phosphorus. This helps in mineralization. There's fluoride, which prevents caries, and excess would cause fluorosis. And then we have iron, which is very important for the formation of hemoglobin, as we all know. And the deficiency can cause, in the mouth, it can cause atrophic glossitis, and it can also cause pallor. And the mouth is like a big diagnostic window. Should always remember this. And we are expected, it's our responsibility as a dentist to first to be able to diagnose or at least take a sign, take a symbol from the symptoms that we see in the mouth. Anything out of the ordinary can really mean something's going on in the body. We should know what that is. We should know how to deal with it. Now let's talk about a balanced diet. This is practical and also exam safe. A balanced diet means all nutrients in correct portion. That's what a balance means, right? That's about it. So we want our proteins to be around 10 to 15%, fat to be around 15 to 30%, and carbohydrates to be the remainder. Now write a small tip for you. Never write a single fixed number in your exams, and this goes throughout your dentistry, throughout any exam we have. Never write a single number. It always works in ranges. That also keeps us a little safe. You can tell it ranges from this to this, and usually you're in a safe bracket. Now for a food pyramid, Let's talk about the base. The base would have cereals, the middle would have fruits and vegetables, and the top would have sweets, but very sparingly. This is common sense, but we need to make it scientifically structured. When you talk about nutrition, especially in an answer, make sure it might look to you like like common sense, but make sure you're mentioning all this. It really means a lot when you know that nutrition is this and how important this is for an exam. Now I'll tell you a tidbit of information extra, which is not in our textbook, which is one of the latest updates. In 2024, the National Institute of Nutrition under ICMR released an update for the dietary guidelines for Indians. Now I hope some of you had the doubt that is this the same? What we're talking about, 10%, 20%, all this, is it the same for everybody? Is it the same for Indians? We have different kinds of food. Aren't these textbooks from a foreign country? Aren't these for foreign people? So that's true. I hope some of you had that doubt. Let's clear that. In 2024, the National Institute of Nutrition under ICMR had given some guidelines for Indian people. Why? Because India faces a nutritional paradox. We have both undernutrition and obesity, which is overnutrition, in the same country. True extremes, all in the same place. And what's the solution for this? It's actually diet diversity, which means different foods on the plate. Cereals, pulses, vegetables, fruits, and animal foods where possible. Health doesn't come from eating more. It comes from eating diverse. This is why this is also the decade of millets. If you have noticed in the market, everything is about millets these days. It has started from a couple of years now, but everything from your biscuits, from your snacks, from everything packaged is about millets these days. It's because the government has highlighted the importance of having a diverse plate of food, which is very natural and very seasonal for Indian people. Now, you might be thinking, what's the effect of nutrition on oral tissues? Let's bring it full circle. So, nutrition influences our tooth development, it influences salivary function, it influences periodontal resistance and wound healing. And here's the most important line. By the time the child actually sits in your chair, the damage may already have been written in their enamel. It's up to us to notice it, to find out and try and rectify. Clinical dentistry will repair teeth, but public health dentistry will prevent it. The prevention begins long before eruption happens. It begins with maternal nutrition. It begins with infant feeding. It begins with a balanced childhood diet. So today, I hope we've understood that dentistry doesn't start in the mouth. It starts on the plate. Now, if this topic of nutrition made you feel logical instead of overwhelming, please go and solve the MCQs on the Instagram stories today or inside the Medi Study Go app right now. Testing will lock your memory. Also, you can add your own notes to this mind map inside the app. There's, active learning will always equal to retention of matter into the brain. And don't stop here. The complete nutrition and oral health playlist is structured in an order. Binge it like a pro, cover the topics systematically. The coming up topics would be in detail of how nutrition affects the oral tissues. Also, if you're not working from our mind map books, they are available on Amazon, Flipkart, Dental Cart, and our website. Use them alongside these videos for maximum clarity. You can go to the app also, and there's an annotation feature. Like how I've been writing, you can also write whatever I have been noting or in this video. You can do the same in the app next to your mind maps. Okay. Also remember that the more consistently you study inside the app, there are coins that you can earn and things that you can unlock with that. You can keep the streak alive. Finally, I'd just like to say one thing. Next time a child walks into your clinic, don't just look at the teeth. Look at the nutritional history. Spend some time with your patient. They appreciate it, and you also have a really good satisfaction that you've tried to gone down to the root cause of what is causing their problems today. Look at their nutrition history. Sometimes the real treatment plan begins at their dining table. Let us see one MCQ and one flashcard today from this topic. What are the factors influencing diet? Answer is culture, socioeconomic factors, personal preferences, and health status. The inclusion of dietary counseling in dental practice reflects what? A. An unnecessary expansion in dental scope. B. Only a marketing strategy. C. A replacement for clinical procedures. And D. Recognition of diet counseling is crucial in the oral health maintenance. Answer is D. Recognition of diet's crucial role in oral health maintenance. In the next topic, we will go into detail about the effect of nutrition on specific oral tissues. I will see you then.